Hey everybody, it's me again. Oh Lord, Jack, hush. It's my dog. If you'll see, back porch we have all our decorations for various holidays. I know it's been a while, and I told you that I was going to start shifting focus to health anxiety because that is what I have suffered from. And I'm 50 now, so I'm going to say about 45 years. 45 years of constantly waking up every morning, doing a body scan to see, is something hurting, is something twitching, is something weak, is something, am I having chest pain, or, and that's literally every day. And it's terribly, terribly exhausting, and I have major depression because of it. Now, I am convinced that I have ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. Either that or MS. And I'd rather it be MS, because you can live with MS. You can't live with ALS, okay? It's terminal. You're gonna die. So, my symptoms started about a month ago. And mind you, 2 years ago, I had the same symptoms. And I was convinced I was having panic attacks every day. So, worried that, I had it. And, Google. And I know I'm not supposed to Google. I know. But, to get a neuro appointment takes forever. And you're sitting here thinking, we're wasting time. If that's what this is, we need to get after it now. And, but my symptoms, like I had 2 years ago, were, I just woke up one day and it felt like both of my thighs were weak. Just weak. And my knees. Not my feet or my calves or anything. Just both of my thighs. And I was like, here we go again. And the way my hypochondria is, I can't talk myself out of it. And I've been having this for 45 years. And at this point, I don't think I'll ever get over health anxiety, because it's so ingrained in my brain that it's like a part of my DNA now. So I can't stop. So, the only thing I think would help would be a lobotomy, and they don't do those anymore. But the thigh weakness, it's been, maybe a couple of days it might feel a little bit better, and then some days it's worse. They did all my vitamin. They thought it was a vitamin deficiency. It's not a vitamin deficiency. They checked all my blood work, and I was an RN, so, I already kind of know a lot of stuff. But you get on Google, bilateral leg weakness. Oh, ALS, MS, worst things you can think of. And the way my anxiety is I will not stop worrying about it until a doctor tells me I do not have it. And then I'll be good for a month, and then I'll have something else bothering me. I thought it was from taking too much vitamin D, but it's not. My levels were normal. And it's so debilitating and exhausting that you're like, when something happens, like, I have 2 kids, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to worry about ALS. I can't focus on anything else, and that's extremely selfish. But when you're afraid of something that is going to kill you, you just, what do? You can't help it. I can't help it. I go to counseling. Basically, a social worker is just like talking to my best friend. My social worker is not my best friend, but I get more talking to my best friend than I do up there. You know, everybody wants to put a pill in it. Put a pill, give you a pill. Pill, 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 pill. No, you're just putting a Band-Aid over your jugular being cut. You got to go to the root and find out what's the cause. And I didn't have a bad childhood. My parents didn't fight. My parents were together. So there's no trauma that I wasn't abused or assaulted or raped or anything like that, you know. And I just, and me having to wait for a neuro appointment is exhausting, and I have to drive 30 minutes away, and I hate driving. I'm starting to get afraid to drive because what if my legs stop working and, you know, I can't stop the car or whatever. And, you know, I get on here and I watch all these ALS videos, and they're like twitching. Well, you know, if you look up, you can have benign fasciculation syndrome, you know, but because I get twitching right here when this happens. And I'm like, did they miss? Because, you know, 2 years ago when I went and had this checked, they did all these weird blood tests. They did the nerve conduction study. See, and I'm kind of feel like I'm talking weird, so that's another symptom. They did the nerve conduction study and an EMG where they test your muscles and your nerves and stuff, and those were normal. But I have seen videos on here where people that had ALS, all of their tests were normal. So now I don't even know if a doctor tells me I'm fine that I'm going to believe them, because, you know, and that's super hard. And I kind of feel like a lot of the symptoms are chronic fatigue syndrome, which I would much rather have than ALS. I mean, there are so many things that I would rather it be than ALS, because ALS, it's a death sentence, you know. And when I see all these videos, they're like, well, you know, I had twitching everywhere, and I'm like, I just wish somebody had made a video about my symptoms being what they thought they had, and it turned out to be anxiety. You know, I mean, I have anxiety and panic attacks, but my cause of anxiety is hypochondria, which goes back to a fear of dying. And I know what it's from. I don't know why I started thinking that and being that way, but so I don't know. I'm just worried. I feel like my thighs are atrophying. I mean, I know I'm getting older, you know, but this just, I woke up one day and it started. And then it's been like that for a month with my thighs, you know. The things that I would normally enjoy doing, like I cook for my mom every night. I don't want to cook. I just want to stay in my bed. Like if I didn't have to get out of bed and take my son to school, I wouldn't. I would just lay in bed all day. And I wish I could sleep the whole time, because when I'm asleep, I'm not worried. And I'm not thinking about something. And if I'm sitting in bed, I don't notice my legs are weak. But it's like when I get up, you know, it kind of feels like if you were almost in a really bad wreck and it was like really close, you know, and you had that super surge of adrenaline that just scared you to death. And then you get out of your car and your legs are shaky and weak. That's what my thighs feel like. And I just don't know. I'm afraid. I mean, I've got a whole garden that I've got to get ready for, and I hadn't even been out there to weed it and put potting soil, and because I grow vegetables and stuff and fruits, and I don't even have the urge to go do that. And it's exhausting, literally exhausting. So if y'all have any suggestions, please comment. I'll try anything at this point, you know. It I just don't think that there's anything anybody can do for me now. They keep wanting to put me on pills, but I just don't think that a pill is the answer. I mean, I'm not living. I'm just existing. Can't even think about having a relationship because I would just be a burden. Because eventually it has to get annoying. It annoys me, so I can't imagine how bad it annoys somebody else. So, but any suggestions, I'd appreciate it, you know. I hope y'all are doing well. I'll update, and I'm going to try to start putting more because, you know, health anxiety and mental health is a big problem in the whole world, you know. I think if we focused on that and focused on terminal diseases, the world would be a lot better place. So, I hope y'all are having a good day. But any suggestions, and I'll get back with y'all as soon as I can. Thanks.